Stop for a moment and remember the Tennessee of your childhood. Country roads where you could bike. Springs and creeks for wading and fishing. Deep woods filled with ferns and wildflowers. Rolling farm fields that beg to be explored. But the Tennessee of just a few decades ago is rapidly disappearing. Tennessee's population is booming. More people demand more water, more roads, more housing, and more cleared land. Over the next 50 years, Tennessee will lose more than 2.5 million acres of farms and forests to urbanization and industry. The result will be fewer forest corridors, which are vital for clean water. Already, the waters of our state are in grave danger due to overuse and pollution. 1/3 of them are too polluted to fish or swim. But we dream of a forever green Tennessee, and we can make it happen. By securing additional funding now, we can conserve our clean water and forested wildlife corridors, our working farms and historic sites, and our local and state parks. We can protect our economy and our children's health. But if we don't act now, the opportunity will be lost forever. Water. From our rivers and streams to your faucet, we need clean water to survive. If we want clean drinking water, we must conserve the forested headwaters of our rivers and the woodlands along our riverbanks. Forests naturally filter out waters from runoff pollution, store water for our use, and reduce flooding. Forested corridors will protect our drinking water and also save our wildlife. Tennessee's abundant rivers are a national treasure, supporting the highest number of fish, crayfish, and mussel species on the continent. The Duck River, for example, has more fish species per mile than any other river in North America. But scientists report that half of all species on the earth face extinction, and freshwater life is the most vulnerable. While we are saving land to preserve our water, we'll also be saving our working farms. Farmers need abundant water and wild species to enrich our soils and pollinate our flowering plants, and they need undeveloped land. Tennessee's working farms are disappearing. Through a voluntary program, we can permanently secure the farmland that feeds us all. Our history, our Tennessee story, flows from and down our rivers. Rivers are how we explored and settled this land. Our native forebears, our frontier settlements, our Civil War battlefields, our idyllic towns have all clustered along the banks of our rivers and streams. While we protect our forests, farms, and waters, we can also protect endangered historic sites that tell the story of our shared human history. The health of our environment and the health of our citizens are inextricably linked. Clean water, clean air, as well as parks and wildlife areas that invite physical activity, are critical to the health of the state's citizens. Plus, what is good for our health and environment is also good for our economy and jobs. Parks and historic sites are the state's leading tourist attractions, and tourism is the second largest industry in Tennessee. New businesses are more likely to invest in Tennessee, creating new jobs, when they are assured that quality of life issues such as clean water and plentiful parks are available for their employees. Tennesseans need not choose between robust economic growth and a healthy environment. How can we forever green Tennessee? By continuing the good work of our predecessors. With great foresight, Governor Haslam, previous governors, and Tennessee legislators invested in conservation, establishing great parks and wildlife areas. By linking these together and conserving only 4% more of our 27 million acre landmass by 2050, we can forever green Tennessee. Science and opportunity will guide purchases and conservation easement contracts to permanently protect 1.2 million acres as identified on the Conservation Priority Areas map, developed to identify the most important land and waters to conserve. Additionally, purchase of development rights on land will conserve working farms. Historic conservation easements and preservation grants will protect the most significant historic sites remaining in Tennessee. Tennessee spends $19 per person per year on conservation, while southeastern states such as Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida spend more than $100 per person per year. The investment needed is less than 1/10% of Tennessee's $34 billion budget. We must invest now if we want our children and grandchildren to inherit a forever green Tennessee. We cannot afford not to. Within the next 35 years, Tennesseans will either rise to the challenge or be in danger of forever losing the very things that make Tennessee so special. We can ensure future generations enjoy the blessings that we have enjoyed. We can forever green Tennessee.